Welcome back to my channel. My name is Elise. For those of you that are new here, if you're a returning subscriber, what's up? Hello, thank you for tuning in. This video is very much anticipated. I do apologize for taking a long time in making it, but I just wanted to make sure that my face wasn't super swollen for the update. I'm gonna combine my nose update and my buccal fat pad removal update in one video. So if you're interested in finding out more information on my update, my nose update and my cheek update, go grab something to drink. Grab a drink, grab a snack, grab your man, grab your mom, I don't know. But this is gonna be a long video. So if you're interested in learning, keep watching. Before I get started, I just want to apologize for the hair. I just got back from the gym. I'm not wearing any makeup because I wanted you guys to see my face in full raw effect. Does that make sense? I don't know. I just wanted you guys to see my face as natural as possible so you can get a better idea of what my results look like. I have my notes here and yeah, I'm very nervous because there's a larger audience now and I really just want to make this video as informative as possible. So we're going to start off with my nose. I got my nose done on December 17th, 2020. It is 3 months and a couple days post-op. I was a little hesitant to upload a video because the recovery process has been freaking insane. And I honestly did not imagine that it was going to be this crazy. Had I known prior to my surgery that it was going to be a roller coaster of emotions, I honestly don't think I would have ever gotten my nose done. Or I think I would have just prepared myself a little more. There aren't many videos on YouTube that really talk about the dark side of getting rhinoplasty. There is one video that I found yesterday, actually. The guy's name is David Perez, I believe. Such a sweet guy. He really made a point, a really good point in his video, and he said that people really need to stop glamorizing rhinoplasty because it is not as glamorous as people make it seem to be on social media. And that is why I'm making this video, because I just feel like people need to know. You need to know what you're getting yourself into. And anyway, let me just shut up. There are not many videos on YouTube that really talk about the dark side of recovery from a rhinoplasty. There's only one video that I found, and that was yesterday. The guy's name is David Perez, I believe. I loved his videos. I love his rhinoplasty updates. They're very real, and I feel like he made a really good point in one of his videos, which is people need to stop glamorizing rhinoplasties. He's right. He's 100% right, because it is not as glamorous as people make it seem to be. You have all these YouTubers that have a wonderful recovery and it's easy peasy, but it really is not. That you feel so ugly. Sometimes I wouldn't even want to wash my face. Sometimes I would just take a toner and lightly clean my face. So obviously that built up a lot of dirt on my face and I was just looking disgusting. I couldn't apply makeup, or I didn't want to apply makeup because I just felt weird. I didn't really want to be rough on my nose. And I was panicking because I was like, oh my God, there are so many people on YouTube that right after they get a nose job, it's like a week later and they're out wearing makeup. That's not what I experienced. If your surgeon tells you to rest, you need to rest as much as possible, because they just opened your entire face. Well, not your entire face, but they just opened a huge part of your face, which is your nose, and it's in the center. It is your nose. I had uneven swelling and I panicked. The second month, that actually the first day that I saw my nose wasn't until I want to say the 2 or 3 weeks, and I think it was the 3rd week. I remember filming a video, and I'll insert it in here. So I took my cast off today. I am still pretty swollen, as you can see, and I just hated it. I was like, oh my god, what did I do? What the fuck did I do to my nose? What did I do to myself? I should have never done it. And on top of all that, I regretted going to where I went. I felt like, oh my god, I should have done it, you know, somewhere else, because look at my face now. So there's a lot of emotions that you feel. I was looking at my nose every single day, and I was just sad. I didn't cry. It didn't get to that point because I'm pretty strong. But I did just look at it. I was online. I was reading through people's posts on Real Self. I even was looking up different surgeons and seeing that they would post their patients' results. I would hit up the patients on Instagram and DM them. There was one girl who was super helpful. She was so sweet. We still keep in touch. I told her like, hey, you know, I saw that you got your nose done with so-and-so. What's your recovery like? And she just spilled the beans, and she's like, you know, it's very sad. I have uneven swelling. And I was like, oh my god, me too. Like, so she said that she had gone to her surgeon, and he also explained to her that it was uneven swelling and to just let it be, and at 6 months, if she didn't like her nose, and he could go return and see what's going to happen. So pretty much time. You have to be really, really, really patient. So before surgery, I had uneven nostrils, and I feel like after surgery, it made it a lot more noticeable because my nose was upturned. My nose is still a little upturned. It's lower than it was a month ago and right after surgery. So the 3rd week when I saw my nose, I looked up and I was like, oh my god, what the fuck did she do? Like, I freaked out again. But you have to keep in mind that plastic surgery does not equal perfection. There are risks that you are there's a huge risk that you take getting plastic surgery. Nothing is perfect. Your body is never symmetrical. It's just not realistic. So now at the 3rd month, you can see that this one is always the smallest one, but it's smaller than this one. This one's wider. Trust the process. It's gonna get better. My nose isn't as swollen as it was before. I like it compared to how it was before. I like that it doesn't look that crazy. My tip is still a little swollen, and it feels a little numb still. That's gonna take a while. Because I have thicker skin, it's gonna take up to a year to 2 years because I have thicker skin. If you have thin skin, it can take up to a year for your nose to fully heal. That's another thing that you have to keep in mind if you are getting a nose job. You have to understand what type of skin you have, and a good plastic surgeon is going to explain to you the difference between thick and thin skin. Thinner skin, you can achieve a much more small, finer nose. I was okay with not having a very small, fine nose because it just was not going to fit my face. Another thing, my upper lip. So before surgery, the distance between the tip of my nose and my upper lip has always been long, and I originally wanted to get that done. I don't know if I'm still gonna do a lip lift, but it's something that I thought about. When you first get your nose done, this is called a philtrum, I believe. Anyway, the distance between the tip of your nose and your upper lip gets longer. It might seem longer, but it's not because your nose is upturned. My last nose update videos, you can see that it's frozen, and I do talk about that. That freaked me out because I couldn't completely smile. I feel like now I can smile a little better, and I can lick my lips. It's still a little stiff when I go like this, and I feel it, but it's gonna get better with time, so don't freak out. The doctor and the cost. So I was very hesitant to mention who the doctor was. The reason why I didn't want to really publicly announce that I went to Mexico was because my recovery process was so, I didn't know if what I was going through was normal, because what I saw on YouTube compared to what was happening to me was very different. So I honestly, in my head, when they removed the cast, and as I mentioned previously, I really thought that I'm fucked up by going to Mexico and getting my nose done. The surgeon that I went to, she's pretty good. She has 24 years of experience and she's a good doctor. It's just very scary because you hear all these horror stories about people going and getting plastic surgery in different countries and Mexico, and it's just crazy. But people in Mexico and in other countries are just as qualified as people out here in the US. You run the same risk. You can go to the most expensive doctor in Beverly Hills and he can still fuck you up because every person is different and it's just a different risk. Everybody heals differently. Anything can go wrong. So I went to TJ, and the doctor that I went to is a Dr. Sigler. Do I recommend her? I do recommend her. She's good. She's a nice lady. Now for the cost. The price of my nose job. I paid a total, the nose job itself was $3,500. I had to pay $50 for the blood work, for the COVID blood work. And then I had to pay $150 for the pre-op blood work where they check like your heart rate and your blood and all that shit. That was $150. So 35.50, 36, and then I paid about $50 for the medications. So it's about $3,600, which is not bad because when I went to Beverly Hills for a consultation years ago in 2014, I got a quote for $16,000 for a nose job, and I was like, oh my god, no. I think it's a good price. Like I said, I feel like people in Mexico are just as qualified as they are out here. The difference in Mexico is that Mexico is a third world country and people can't really afford plastic surgery like they can in the US. I feel like a lot of things in the US, the prices are super inflated because they know people have money and there are always people that are gonna pay the price. That's just my opinion. So I do like my nose. It's better than what it looked like before. Now that I look back at old pictures, I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck. So this is what it looks like from the front, the side, the other side. You can see that my nose has like texture because I need a facial and you just can't be doing all that through the recovery process. I was told that I have to wait 6 months to get a facial. So in the meantime, I'm just like trying to be very gentle when I pop my blackheads with like that little tool. But that is for my cheek update. All right, so I am 13 days post-op from my buccal fat pad removal. This side is still a little hard and swollen. This side is pretty much good. It's not that much of a difference because I already have huge cheeks and my face is not really small. I personally love the results because, like I said, it's just very, very, very slight. So I'm gonna answer the questions that you guys had. So bear with me because I have to read them. So, to be really 100% honest with you guys, it is fucking painful. As you can see in the video, the moment that they inject the anesthesia, the numbing in your gums, I was like shaking. I was shaking from the pain because it hurt so bad, and the needle that they used is like this long and it's like super fucking thick, and they're literally digging in your gums and it hurts so bad. So during the surgery, this side was not painful. There's a tug that they mention to you that you're gonna feel, and they describe it as your wisdom teeth hurting. Hell fucking no. Well, actually, this side did feel kind of like that, but it feels like they're tugging and you have no numbing. So I screamed a little, just a little tiny for this side. It did hurt, I'm not gonna lie. And I have a high pain tolerance. So if you don't have a high pain tolerance, girl, you're in for a surprise. This side hurt the most. This one I legit screamed because I don't know if it's because I had more fat, but even the doctor mentioned that this side was a little more difficult. They had to go in there and place more another numbing shot, and I felt that because they were just tugging and tugging, and it was hurting me so freaking much. And it also took the longest, and it's also taking the longest to heal. For the first 24 to 48 hours, you have to be on a liquid diet. You can't even have soft foods. So they ask you to drink smoothies. You can't really take any hot fluids. So just smoothies, water, and juices is all you can have. They have you ice your cheeks for the first couple days I forget how many hours. I didn't ice myself because it's optional to ice yourself. They also had me ice myself after my nose, and I didn't do it. So yeah, you can't eat for the first 48 hours. They tell you can't eat anything but fluids, and then after the third day you can eat softer foods like mashed potatoes and all that. I was eating that, like smushed foods, at the third day. It's still a little hard even to this day. I can't really lift or open my mouth wide. You can like feel your muscles like right here weak. It just feels weak, but it's not as bad as it was the last couple days. So eating gets better after the third day. I can chew food now, hard food, but I'm deciding not to just because, I don't know, I'm not going to. How much fat did they remove, and was it the entire pad? I believe that they removed the entire pad. It is called buccal fat pad removal, so they do remove the entire fat. The doctor did mention how much fat it was, but I didn't pay attention and I didn't really ask. But in my buccal fat pad removal video, you can see the amount of fat, and I asked the nurse in Spanish, I asked her if it was a lot, and she said they're pretty big. And if you also watch my old videos, you can see how much more rounder my face looks. I'll post a picture here so you can see the difference. Will the fat return? No, the fat will not return, because once it is removed, it is gone forever. So I can gain like 100 pounds and my face is still gonna look like this. Probably gonna gain weight like right here, I think. I'm not sure. But no, the fat does not come back. And even at my skinniest, my face has always been round. So that is why I wanted to get the surgery. I've always had a round face. I've always had big cheeks. I've weighed 110 pounds, which was my lowest, and my face was still round. Wasn't as round as it would be now, but it was still round. And the surgery was not recommended by anyone but myself. When you go to your consult with a surgeon, they're gonna tell you whether you are the right candidate for buccal fat pad removal. A lot of people are not, and they think like, oh, I just want like a chiseled look, a chiseled face. No, it's not for everybody. You do have to go to a doctor, and they have to determine whether you are the right candidate. They also ask you if you are at your goal weight, because some people, when they lose weight, their face slims down, And when you obviously gain weight, your face gets bigger. That was not the case for me. Are there any dangers or risks? Like any plastic surgery procedure, you run the risk of anything going wrong. Anything can go wrong. Everyone's body is different. Before you get any type of plastic surgery, you do sign a consent form that goes over the risks, and that's universal everywhere with anything, with Botox, filler, breast augmentation, rhinoplasty, everything. You run the risk of something going wrong. So there are risks that you do take. I don't know what they are exactly, but I'm sure you can find that on the internet. The cost for my surgery was a total of $400. I think that is very cheap. I ended up finding this other doctor through the girl that does my lashes. She's so fucking amazing. Shout out to you, Isa. She had gotten her buccal fat pad removal and chin lipo, and her results were amazing. So my doctor is based out of Rosarito, Mexico. Her name is Dr. Liz Zaragoza, and I'm gonna list her information down below. Make sure that you do check her out. If you do book anything with her, make sure that you tell her I sent you. Yeah, she's really good. Her bedside manner skill, whatever it's called, her follow-up skills are so good. She checks up on me every so often. She asks for pictures. She's so sweet. Her staff is amazing. I love them. I am so grateful for her. The shot that you see me giving myself in my buccal fat pad removal video, she had given that to me for the swelling, and I googled the shot, and it also said that it helps with swelling for your nose after rhinoplasty. Because girl, I had her check my nose, and I was like, doctor, this and this happened. My surgeon, she said that I could have, it's still a little swollen and felt hard, and to wait 6 months, and then at the 6th month I can go back to her, and she was going to put a steroid shot on my nose. And I was like, okay, cool. So that made me feel a little better. She checked it and said everything was fine. But anyway, she prescribed me this shot for my cheeks for the swelling, and me being me, I googled the name of the steroid shot, and I saw that it also helped with your nose, and I was like so excited. And I feel like it softened up my nose. It probably didn't have any effect on my nose, and I'm just crazy and weird. But I feel like it did soften it up, and it looks a lot better. But even my mom noticed, so maybe it did help as well. So I feel like Dr. Zaragoza is like amazing. I was gonna say something else. I have anxiety right now, so I'm like, fuck. Oh yeah. So another thing, cheek reduction out here in the US, a lot of people get their masseter muscle injected with Botox to make your face look slimmer, or they get filler on their cheekbones or the jaw. That is so much money. It's like $1,000 and up to get all that done, and it only costs $400 to get your buccal fat pad removal surgery. So I feel like that's definitely savings, and you're also doing it for permanent results. So you're gonna permanently look slimmer. So that is it for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you like this video if you liked it. Comment any other questions that you have that I might have not answered for you down below, and don't forget to subscribe because I will be posting a lot more videos. And yeah, until the next one, I love you guys.